Okay, there might be there's several of you, especially in sixth period, you need to practice using this the way we're going. Unless I hit you on the way into class and said the way you're doing it's fine, then you might want to learn how to do this, and that's mainly what we're practicing today. A lunch account starts with $60. Every day I eat, the account changes by negative $2.75. For how many days will my account be at $18.75? So we're finding how many days here. So days is the answer to the problem. That's an important unit. Then you see all these numbers, they're all dollars, so that's obviously going to be important. Okay, so my time unit is days. That needs to be the X. And the other one's the Y. Now our rate of change, you need to format that correctly. Y is money, so we put that on top. X is days, we put that on the bottom. Dollars per day, whatever Y is on top. Now they give us $1 per day. It ain't 60. I don't do 60 every day. That's what per day means, is every single day. What's the money amount you got? Well, every day it goes by negative $2.75, and I even put the negative there for you, so negative $2.75. Okay, now, this is how you set up your line. X comma Y, MX, Y, that easy. Okay, this is my M, so I need to erase that or cross it out, so it's negative 2.75 times X, because it's every day that happens. X is a number of days, so it's negative 275 every day. Okay, now down here, the X begins at 0, because if you keep track of time, that starts at 0. And then before we had the 275 per day, we had $60. Okay, so the main thing I need to take out of this is the 60. And then at the end of the line we have Y, and it's those three things that I form my equation with. So I've got 60, and then you can either write minus or plus negative 2.75x. So plus negative 2.75x equals Y. Now let's read the question. After how many days will my account be $18.75? So I need to take the $18.75, that's your plug-in number. And since that's dollars, I go up here and look at what's dollars, and it's Y. Y is dollars. 60 plus negative 2.75x equals 18.75. Okay, so here's my X. I got to get X by itself. X, its coefficient is negative $2.75. So I need to minus the 60. Okay, 18.75 minus 60 is negative 41.25. And over here we got the negative 2.75x. Now it's time to either multiply or divide. Now that number is connected to the front of the X. It is not underneath it, so I'm going to need to divide. So that means I underline, put your negative 2.75. Okay, so that's going to be X. And negative 41.25 divided by negative 2.75. Obviously, I need a calculator for that. Gives me 15. So there's your answer, 15. 15 days. Okay, next one. Tom has $5,000 in a bank account that is used for paying rent. Each month his account changes by negative $550. If he needs to refill his account when it's down to $1,000, how many months should he wait before he refills it with money? So we're looking for the months here. So down here we got months. That's our first unit. There's a unit that goes with that because all these numbers here have dollars. So I need to assign X to one of these and Y to the other. So the time unit is X. That's Y. So per. It's going to be, your Y has to go on top. That's on bottom. Okay, just like that. Now, we got to find the dollars for every single month. $5,000 has nothing to do with the months. Okay, then it says each month it changes by negative 550, so that is your dollars per month. It happens every month. If it repeats itself every month, that's your thing right there. So X comma Y, MX, Y. Okay, let's get rid of our M. Our M is from over here negative 550. So it's negative 550X. The X is connected to it because it happens every month. Okay, and then the X begins at 0. And then before the 550, our Y, our money, was $5,000. So what I need to take out of this down here is the 5,000. That's up top there. Okay, so that's my equation. I've got 5,000 plus negative 500x equals y. Okay, so now he needs to refill it when it's down to $1,000, so the plug-in number is 1,000. The substitution number. And again, it's $1,000, so that is going to be a Y unit. So 5,000 plus negative 500x equals 1,000. And I box him up. So negative 500 is a coefficient. First, we need to deal with the 5,000. We're going to subtract that. So 1,000 minus 5,000 is actually negative 4,000. And over here we got negative 500 times x. So it's in front, so we're going to divide by negative 500. So I've got x, and negative 4,000 divided by negative 500 is 8. So 8 months. 8's the answer. Okay, if a tank of gas has 400 gallons and starts filling at a rate of 10 gallons per second, how many seconds will it take before the tank fills to its 1,000 gallon capacity? So we're finding the number of seconds. And then I see all this other crap junk here. It's not money, it's gallons, so it's gallons. Okay, my time unit is seconds, that's got to be x, and then the gallons is y. Again, when you get these two units, whatever the time is x, all the time. Then per. Okay, y goes on top, the gallons go on top, the seconds go on the bottom. Okay, so I find a gallons for every second. It ain't 400. Well, it's 10. It says 10 gallons per second. Okay, so it's 10. 10 is my gallons per second. So we got x, y. We've got mx and y. So let's get rid of the m. That's 10, so that's 10x, 10 times the gallons per second. It ain't negative this time either. I would have told you if it was negative. Okay, so I know my seconds begin at 0, but the gallons start at 400, so 400 goes here. So all we take from this beginning is that there are 400 gallons. And then what do they take us to? It takes us to y. So those three terms form the equation. You got 400 400 gallons plus 10 gallons every second, so 10x equals y. Okay, now I want to find out how many seconds before the tank fills to 1,000 gallons. So 1,000 gallons. Now clearly up there we have the gallons as y, so we're putting that in for y. So let's get that in for y. So we got 400 plus 10x equals 1,000. Okay, so I've got 10x, we'll box him up. I've got to subtract 400 from both sides, that's 0. And 1,000 minus 400 is 600, and then we got 10x. The 10 is in front, so that's a divide. It can be a little confusing whether you're going to multiply or divide, but when the number's in front, it means you divide by it. Because it means 10 times x equals 600, so I do the opposite of times, which is divide. So it's x. That's 60. So 60 seconds. I currently have $600 in my account. I think I can save $100 in my paycheck each month. How many months will it be before I can afford to buy an item I want that costs $1,500? So I'm finding the number of months. Okay, so months, that's a major player in this problem, and so is dollars. Okay, so which one of those is a time unit? It's months, so that's x, and that's y. Now per, how are we going to label the per? Y is money, so money goes on top. X is months, that goes on the bottom. Okay, so we got to find the dollars every month. It's not 600. 600, that didn't say it's every month. Because it says I can save $1,000 each month, so that happens every month, the 100. Okay, so that's your rate of change. X comma y, mx, y. Okay. That's 100. So you have 100 times x, $100 times the number of months. It happens every month. Okay, so the time begins at 0. Now what's my y? Oh, it's 600. Okay. So 600's there, and then we got y. Those three things are how I write the equation. 600 plus 100x equals y. Okay, so we need to take that $1,500. And that's dollars, so it's going in for y. 600 plus 100 times x equals 1,500. Okay, so I will be boxing that up, taking the $600 away. 100x. 1,500 minus 600 is 900. I divide by 100, and x equals 9. Okay. Okay, last one, then you got 3 problems to do here. To get your car repaired, you had to pay $76 for the part and $32 per hour for labor. If the bill was $124, how many hours did the repair take? So we're finding the number of hours. So hours is a big deal, and then so is obviously dollars. Now which one of those is x? It's got to be the time unit. That's your x. That's your y. It'll work every time if you label them correctly. Okay, then we got to put the y on top. That's don't put the letter y. You put what the y label is, which is dollars. You put what the x label is, hours. Okay, dollars per hour, it ain't 76. That's for the part. Oh, $32 per hour. Pretty easy to figure that out. Okay, so the cost per hour is 32, so it's 32x, okay? And then the hours begin, the x will always begin at 0. I'll repeat that again. The x always begins at 0. What you're trying to figure out is what the y is if you don't have any hours. And we have some money of 76, so $76. We got 76, 32x, and that takes us to y. So 76 plus 32x equals y. Okay, so $124 is the substitution numbers, because that was what our cost was, so money's y. Let's put him in there. 76 plus 32 times x equals 124. Subtract 76 and then reset the equation. 124 minus 76 is 48. And over here we got 32 times x. Okay, and then again we're going to divide. So divide by 32, divide by 32. 48 divided by 32 is 1.5. Okay, you got a decimal. I want you to keep it as a decimal because hours, that could be 1.5. Okay, hope this helps. If you already understood that from last week, and I'm sorry, okay, just a lot of people weren't, so please do it.